Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Millie and I love indie makeup, especially shiny, shifty, and sparkly eyeshadows. And I'm very excited because today I'm going to be talking about another collaboration between a brand and a creator. 2022 so far has been full of collaborations and I'm so here for it. So today's video is going to be all about the Heather Austin and Adept Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. This is what the beauty looks like on the outside. It is the same packaging as the Hydron palette, as well as the Adept New, and then the Clionadh palette. I love Adept's eyeshadow. They have some of the most beautiful, shifty, sparkly, shiny eyeshadows out there. The Plain Jane and the Hydron palettes are some of my favorite palettes of all time, and I'm very excited for Heather. Wait till you see the inside color story. I absolutely love the colors in here. We have 4 mattes and the rest of them are shimmers. I love the tones in here, not just of the mattes, but the shimmers as well. There's some very unique shades, so huge congratulations to Heather Austin and Adept Cosmetics on this beautiful palette. And Adept did send this to me in PR, so thank you so much to Adept for sending this to me so that I could try it out. And this palette is launching on March 25th at 2 p.m. Eastern time. I'm not sure if I will have this video up before the launch or after, but either way, that is the launch time, and I believe it's going to be $56, which I think is an amazing price for everything that you're getting in this beautiful palette. So we have these beautiful tones, super grungy tones. The first thing that struck me when I saw the palette were the way that the mattes are placed in the palette. I feel like that's super unique. I've never seen anything like that, and it just makes so much sense. Like, I really love that there's 2 mattes up here and then 2 mattes up there. There's a great variety of metallic shades in here. We have some smoother type of metallics, which are Smith and Scrubs, and then some that are a little bit more on the textured side, which are Austin and Passport. A little bit of Video Chat. These are some beautiful tones. I love the tones of Hey Y'all and 0603, and So Excited. They're so taupey. It's just not like anything I have in my collection. I will be doing some swatch comparisons for you. I always do swatch comparisons to help you make the best decision. I think this is going to be a very unique palette for a lot of people. So let's get right into some swatches, swatch comparisons, the 2 looks I created, and then my thoughts at the end of the video. First up for comparison is Video Chat versus Burnt Sienna from Clionadh and Mercury from Terra. I would say these are pretty close, but I think the shift is a bit more green on Burnt Sienna and Mercury. And this will feel different in texture. All very smooth, but Video Chat does have that slightly more emollient texture. Next up for comparisons is Passport versus Starboy from the Indie Beat Platinum Hits 2 palette and Rosewater from the Flare palette from ItsBel. I definitely feel like they're a bit similar, but they do have some differences. Passport totally feels completely different from the other 2 shades. The other 2 shades do feel just drier overall, and Passport is just more pigmented. It has more of a base to it versus being more of a topper like the other 2 shades, but I think you can kind of tell. Next up is So Excited compared to Opulent from Clionadh. And these look a little bit similar in the pan, but I just wanted to show you the swatch because they are different in tone as well as shift. But this was really the only shade I thought would look similar to So Excited. It is such a unique taupey shade. I love this one. Next up is Scrubs versus Crown Glass from Clionadh, Rosette from Clionadh, and Magnetosphere from Devinah. And these you can see all have different tones. I think Rosette and Magnetosphere have similar tones to them, but you can really tell the difference between Scrubs and Crown Glass. It's more of a true blue, but it's almost like a lighter type of blue, so it is not close to either of these. Next, I just wanted to show you this comparison because I thought these might be similar, but they're definitely different. We've got Austin at the top and Iconic from Touch of Glam Beauty below that. Iconic is much more sheer and just a bit different, like really close up. Austin has so many beautiful sparkles throughout it. It's got a bit more of a base to it, and just in real life, they look very different. I think they look just a little bit more similar swatched out here. Last up for the shimmers is Smith versus Chromosphere from Devinah, Junebug from Chaos Makeup, and Burnish from Clionadh Cosmetics. Now, I don't recommend Chaos Makeup, but I thought I would throw it into the comparison here. And you can see that Chromosphere straight on is very similar to Smith, but their shifts are pretty different. Chromosphere shifts to a blue versus Smith shifts to a green. And that is so interesting. And then Junebug, I think the shift is also closer to Chromosphere. And in Burnish, the shift is not very prominent. It's very light. Here are some swatch comparisons between the palette and the ABH Subculture palette. Right here is Magnolia, then Mythology, Atlas, PaO2, and then below here we have Untamed, Edge, Fudge, Rowdy, and All-Star. So these two I think are very similar, but then we've got some differences going on in the rest of the shades. But definitely similar vibes. So excited to dip into this palette. I'm going to use the Parchment Eyeshadow Primer from Give Me Glow, going in with Mythology. Whoa, that's pigmented. Right into the crease. I'm just going to start slowly blending it up. This is such a beautiful mustardy yellow-green shade. And going in with PaO2 in the outer corner. I love that there's pretty much predominantly mid-tone to deeper shades in here because I love the deeper tones. I love to deepen out the outer corner, like especially that. So I'm just taking that out here and I'm slowly working it outwards. I'm just gonna add in a little bit more out here and blend out the edges of that. And of course I'm going to bring PaO2 under my lower lash line. Picked up a Video Chat and that's going to go right in the center. That is such a cool shade. Whoa. Like seeing it in the pan, I thought it was really cool, but actually seeing it on the lids now, I'm just gonna take that a little bit on an angle here. I did not put down any sort of glitter primer just based on touching these shades. I don't think I'm going to. I feel like they're pretty creamy. I'm dying to use the shade Austin, and I switched to this smaller brush to be able to really get up in there, but it's not really picking up the shade very much. It's definitely a very squishy kind of shade. I'm gonna see, I think I might have to try to go in with my finger. It's just kind of moving around in the pan. But, ooh, that is interesting. So I picked it up with my finger. My nails are stained from nail polish, so just ignore that. I'm just taking that above that. Whoa. That looks super gold now that it's on the lid versus how it looks like in the pan. I'm going back in with Video Chat. I'm just gonna bring a little bit more of that back and help blend it in. Ooh, these are such great shades together. And I'm going in with So Excited under my lower lash line. That will be a really fun shade to put in here. And I'm gonna go back in with Austin just to use as my inner corner highlight so we can kind of see how different it looks compared to when it's layered over this shade here. Do you see how different that is? Definitely see more of the kind of aqua in it. Here's the first finished look. I put on the Divinity lashes from Unearthly Cosmetics. On to the second look, again priming with the Parchment Primer from Gimme Glow. For the second look, I'm going in with Mythology again, but I'm going to keep it to just this section right here. Kind of my inner crease. And taking Atlas right next to it, super pigmented. Just really trying to keep it precise. And make sure I leave some room for blending it out. And then on the outer corner, pop in on some Magnolia. Again, super pigmented. Quite the contrast from my in-dash video. If you watch that, you know what I'm talking about. Those shades are extremely light. So just blending it out here in the outer corner. Just gonna go in with a little bit more Magnolia. And then taking Magnolia under my lower lash line, but only taking it about third way. I'm just gonna go back here and blend this out, but also take it under here to really just blend these two together. Alright, I'm going to go in with my finger and I'm taking Smith. Love this shade so much. And I'm taking it almost right across my whole lid. It is so shiny. It has such an interesting tone to it. It reminds me of a shade from Devinah, like one of the black paste multi-chromes. Right above that, going in with So Excited. I'm so glad that Heather named her shade in the palette. So Excited. It's just such a perfect shade name. Definitely think I need to again go in with my finger and just pretend that my nails are not stained. I literally didn't know the nail polishes could stain until now, but here we are. Here's a second finished look I put on the Divinity lashes from Adept Cosmetics. So right off the bat, I can tell you this is going to be one of my favorite palettes of 2022. I can already see it now. Just the color story is just so beautiful to me. I love the mattes. They're super grungy. And the metallics, of course, give me that sparkle, that shine, that shiftiness. And they're just so beautifully done. And while I have some similar shades of some of these shades, the formula is totally different. Some of these do feel a little bit like they're squishy, but like they're in like a thicker way, not anything near the plain Jane, for example, the original plain Jane. These are a little bit more like toppers. They feel a bit different in the pan and super smooth. Definitely no texture accentuation on your lids with these shades. Some of my favorite shades are definitely Austin, Hey Y'all, 0603, and So Excited, because they're just so unique. I love them so much. Austin gives me that like iridescent almost sparkle, and I love the taupey tones of the other three shades. I can't wait to play some more with this palette. I'm definitely going to be doing at least one reel, and I did do this look with the palette. It is not filmed, but it was super simple. I used Atlas in the center of my crease, PaO2 in the inner and outer corner, and then I put Hey Y'all on kind of like the outer portions to help blend them into PaO2, and then I put Passport right in the center. This is such a dimensional shade. I love it so much. So again, huge congratulations, Heather and Adept, for this beautiful palette. I know the launch is going to sell out, but thankfully they will keep restocking as long as there is interest. So you'll definitely get a chance to grab this palette. So let me know in the comments below if you plan on picking this palette up. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribe. There's so much indie makeup content uploading on my channel and much more to come. You don't want to miss out. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.